excited about your experiences. Elton Brewington here with Mrs. Sarah Walker from Nuances Interior Design and Nuance Interiors. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah. So this is amazing. I'm so excited about your ideas about the new home living. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's a brave new world, and it means and it demands that we open up to that. And living it elevates our lifestyle. And you've done sounds like you've done a great deal of research. This idea of biophilics, whoa, be unbelievable, and how our environments take on a whole new dimension in terms of how we think, how we live, and our own personal energies. And so, and whoa, whoa. And did you ever think that you would be in the building business when you were going through college and school?
I hoped I would be. I really have loved design. I've been lucky enough to, being born and raised in Dubai and traveling the world, see some really incredible buildings. And I've been inspired by so many different architectural wonders that I've seen as I've traveled, and understand like that emotional impact when you walk into a beautiful building, whether it's a cathedral in Italy or in Switzerland. We just saw some incredible homes and, Lake Como, just these incredible architectural things that really make you feel something. And I wanted that for myself and my clients to really explore how your built environment can shape you and improve your quality of life.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I mean, I have so many questions because when you think about our space, our home personal space, and what that means, and I think it's unbelievable to think that because of COVID, we've gone through a whole transformation, and it brings everything into question now. And this biophilics in terms of our environments, because we spend so much time in our environments, personal environments, and it should be a healing environment, and for areas that we don't even know that are sick. We have the pleasure of speaking with one of the world, America and the world's great physicians coming up this evening, Dr. Kaplan, and he looks at every aspect of our lives and the dimensions that help us understand wellness and holistic healing and that kind of thing. And it's unique in our perspective to look at our environments and those little things. But you have taken it down to a whole new environment. I didn't hear much about how do you influence or impact air quality in our homes. I mean, what you thinking about that?
Yeah, air quality is significant, and water quality are two key areas that we look at. So, the off-gassing of the materials that we put into the home
Okay,
significantly impacts the air quality.
okay,
And we also are a big proponent of excellent filtration systems. The HVAC system needs to be optimized with filtration and, regular maintenance, but also testing to make sure that quality is happening. There's a certification that we like that's called WELL certification
uh-huh,
that speaks to the air and water quality of a home. We partner with actually people that test and put in the systems to help with the purification of the water too. They're going to test what is in your water, what's happening in your pipes, so that you really have a holistic system. It's not just about how pretty your home is, it's about how it
uh-huh.
impacts your health.
Mm. And oxygen, they're thinking about the oxygen because I've often thought that we should have different or improved levels of oxygen in your home because it creates a restful environment. You're very
Mhm.
comfortable, and but I mean it creates other unique demands. But in that way, you sleep better. You're probably if you work at home, your thinking is improved or elevated
Hmm.
because you get surplus levels of oxygen in terms of comfort and considerations that way. Wow, wow, Sarah. Now I don't know. You probably are you talking with having discussions with North Carolina builders and looking for North Carolina properties that you could add the value for things like that from?
Yeah, absolutely. So with our family office clients, we do travel.
Uh huh.
Um, and for, large estates, oftentimes the client will have us come out and look at a property that they're looking to build their estate on or a family compound. And we talk through, is this going to work for their needs? How the feasibility study of, how many people, how many homes, a meeting area, especially if it's a renovation of an existing estate, if it's going to be a good fit for them.
How many typical family compound value? How many homes we're talking about? 50, 100 homes?
Um, yeah, good question. Usually with the family offices that we do, there's 4 or 5 homes for the family members on the property, and then there's a central home that's more of like think of it as a beautiful luxury clubhouse where they have their meetings, they have large gatherings like the balls for fundraisers, those kinds of events. It's kind of an event center and a meeting conference room with really high tech security, and oftentimes the staff quarters are on the property. We've done some fun things where we've done outdoor amphitheaters and gardens, a beekeeping area so that they can have a little bit of the farm to table. They often have, multiple full-time chefs on the property. And so having that farm to table, especially if they're a little bit more remote, has been really a fun adventure.
You know, in North Carolina, there is a governor. Well, it was a he was a emissary from the king, King George.
Mm,
And when they first came to America, they settled in North Carolina. And the city is Tryon, and they have estates there still. But on that particular estate, there's it's a museum now, but it must be what about 300 to 500 acres, and they have gardens, and they have wine cellars, and they have the whole room or space and home is it's just amazing. It's fascinating. And if you elevated that to the way we live today and what they have included and put some of the add-ins that you have evaluated, I mean, as you put it, a non-toxic environment where you're not adverse to living and living well. I mean, of course, it has its cost related, but then you talk about the quality of life, which is quite amazing. And so I'm sure you've included and combined accessories that make that whole perspective unique and it transformed. I can only imagine. You're the designer, so putting that idea and implementing and executing it is going to be quite fascinating and amazing. And I commend you for the exceptional pursuit to do this. And but I mean, I'm so excited. It's a brave new consideration. And when you think about it, and then when you invite guests or visitors to your home, and they see and understand the compliment that you've added the value to your home, it can be quite impressive, and it transforms what typical homeowners have thought through about that kind of experience. I mean, when you go home, I was listening to one of the designers for a particular show talk about when you walk into their home, the fragrance that they smell is elevating. It's so stimulating. And then, but you've taken this whole persona now to a transformative condition, and that's exciting. I'm really excited about that, and I'd love to, be a part to work with you on that, what that looks like. Now, so you have museum homes on the West Coast in California?
Not so much museum homes as, these people have these homes as part of their real estate portfolio. So they do rotate between, the multiple homes. Um, a lot of them are on significant acreage. We do have one that we just completed that actually had a world-class jumping equestrian barn.
Oh,
So that was incredibly fun to actually design the barn
uh,
to coordinate with the house. And, even the places where they take care of the horses, wash them, ride them, it was all incredibly cohesive with the property. And these horses are internationally renowned show horses. And so to create an environment where people come and they ride them and they compete and they just get to have a beautiful place to do that. So we've done some homes with really incredible amenities, that maybe in the future will be museum level, but just as part of the portfolio.
well, when I'm suggesting museum, I'm thinking just a showplace center. I mean, because in most new home estates, they have the showplace house or the showroom house, and
Yes,
it is considered a museum in some cases. But I mean, I'm just trying to imagine what that must be like, and even you from the designer point of view, and then you look at the accessories that might go into the environment and then creating and engineering a non-toxic focus on that process. Whoa, because I mean, I never thought this through, but even in a new home, there are some toxic materials that go in that we never considered about it. They say that a new car smell is carcinogenic. And
hmm,
so this might be true for homes as well. I don't know, but I mean, I'm thinking that
it
perhaps
is.
it is okay. So
Hmm.
how do you transform and how do you make these things? I mean, do you implant the fragrances that go into the homes, or you just distract those elements that generate those fragrances as well?
We completely remove the elements that are toxic and carcinogenic. So what I do is I actually vet all of my vendors and suppliers, the brands that I partner with. Oftentimes I actually go to the mill or the factory where they're made and I talk to the people about their processes because it's really a holistic
Uh-huh.
cycle for the product to be made.
Uh-huh.
Not only do I want them to not have toxic chemicals that go into my client's home, but I also don't want the manufacturing facility dumping toxic chemical into the local rivers
Uh-huh.
or polluting the air in their area. And so it's something that's really important to me. And when I opened my 3,000 square foot showroom in Bellevue, I selected brands that I've worked with for some of them 20 years but that I know have a sustainable story and they focus on having non-toxic manufacturing and the final product is non-toxic. So
Mhm.
I'm very particular, and oftentimes that means sourcing brands from Europe where they do have more stringent um, vetting processes and requirements for manufacturing and for the end products. They have certifications that products receive called like Blue Angel or Carb 2 that basically mean that the air is neutral when this product is placed in the environment. And so I can bring those materials that have been certified to my clients' homes in the US and have that same guarantee that, helps me sleep better at night and helps my clients literally sleep better at night.
I mean, I want a few more questions, and then we have running out of time. But even UK and France and Italy are tremendous territories for the consideration of this process. I'm excited about even the consideration for that and your expertise. And whoa, Sarah, great job. I mean, I can see award-winning capacities on your horizon. I mean, go kudos, go get it. I know that there are tremendous challenges, especially when you consider what the typical mandate and profile look like today. considering where we're going. But is there any thought about the small unit provisions in a I don't know a complex with 15 to 20 different units in a one facility space for living that way, or is it mostly home considerations that way?
I specialize mostly in homes because those clients are really looking for something, customized and tailored to them, and that's really a specialty that we understand. But what our overall goal is, our mission is to be a proponent for these materials, fixtures, and finishes that are non-toxic and sustainable and high quality from a longevity standpoint, and make them accessible at any level to clients, whether they're building a large estate like we do or a small budget friendly condo. We want to be an advocate for these products so that they can be accessible to everyone because everyone deserves a high quality non-toxic home.
Well, thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate spending time with you, and love to follow back up with you to see how this is processing and come to a greater understanding of your perspective that way. Thanks for giving us some of your time today, and it helps us come into view and perspective about your thoughts and objectives like that. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
And we definitely want to do a follow up with you
Mm-hmm.
because we do need more time for this interview. But
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much, and we appreciate it. And you can stay as long as you want, and if you have to leave, we completely understand. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Thank you.